Good morning. This is Dr. P.Vijayapal Reddy, working as a professor in Gokraj Rangaraj Institute of Technology, Hyderabad. Now I am going to give a brief lecture on the introduction about data mining concepts. So initially let us discuss about why it is important, that why you have to learn data mining concepts. So the reason behind is that there is a wide availability of huge amount of data, and there is a need of extracting knowledge from the huge amount of data. There are many applications where you can use this knowledge extraction process, like business management, production control, market analysis, engineering design, and science exploration. So if you observe how the data mining and data warehousing concepts has evolved from 1916 onwards, in the earlier around in 1960s, the initial processes of data collection and data creation, and which is something like a file processing system. After that, in 1970s to 1980s, there is a database management concept has evolved into the existence, which consisting of various techniques like SQL, entity relationship models, B+ trees, hashing techniques, transaction management, recovery, concurrency control, and online transactional processing systems. After this, from 1918 to the current condition, from the present state, there are many advances in the database management systems. Like there are variety of database management systems are developed based on the type of the data utilized. That is something like object-oriented database management systems, object relational, spatial, temporal, multimedia databases, scientific databases, and knowledge bases. From 1919 onwards to the present condition, there is a web-based database management systems, like based on XML-based database management systems and web mining systems. Now, data warehousing and data mining concepts consisting of OLAP. Data warehouse concepts is called as a OLAP technology, which is called as online analytical processing systems, which should consist of data cleaning process, integration, summarization, consolidation, aggregation. And there are various functionalities available in data mining systems, like classification, clustering, characterization, outlier analysis, and so now the present system is an integration of all existing systems like data warehousing systems and data mining systems and web-based management systems or web mining systems. The whole system put together can be called as integrated information systems. Then let us see what is meant by data mining. Data mining is a process of extracting knowledge from the data, which is similar to the concept called as like gold mining or coal mining, something like that. So if you observe what is meant by coal mining, let us say getting the coal from the earth. So similarly, if you observe the data mining process, in the data mining process you can extract the knowledge from the data. So the name itself is not appropriate to the concept of data mining, which is most probably the knowledge mining is the most appropriate word, most appropriate term given to the concept. But so let us see what is the difference between data mining and knowledge discovery from databases, which is called as KDD most of the times. So a KDD consisting of several steps. In that, data mining is a process, is one of the steps in the KDD process. In the knowledge discovery from databases, initially you have to collect the data from different data sources, something like database management systems. After that, you have to perform various operations on the data which is on the database systems, like you have to clean the data and you have to integrate the data which has collected from various sources. Once the data is cleaned and integrated, it should be transferred onto the data warehouse. Warehouse is nothing but a huge collection of data from various sources which is pre-processed. So on the data which is there on the data warehouse, you have to perform operations something like selection and transformation. And once the selection and transformations operations are performed on the data which is available on the data warehouse, you have to you have to send that into the data mining system, where from the data mining system you can collect, you can abstract the patterns, which is nothing but a knowledge patterns from the data mining systems. Once the required patterns are extracted from the data mining systems, they should be evaluated and presented to the end user in the process of a knowledge. Then there are various functionalities of the data mining systems. Basically, you can divide the data mining system functionalities into two types. One is descriptive, second type is predictive data mining functionalities. Basically, what is meant by descriptive mining task is characterizing the general properties of the data in the databases. So it talks about the properties of the data, what is there in the databases, whereas in predictive mining it infers the results from the existing data to predict the future. What it means is predictive mining task performs inferences on the current data to predict the possible values from the existing data. So there are various functionalities in data mining systems. Basically, the first one is called as concept or class discrimination, which contains two parts, characterization and discrimination. So the meaning of characterization is summarizing the data of the class which is under the study, which is called as target class in general terms. Means if a class is given, class or concept is given as an input to the existing system, you have to describe the system in general terms, which comes under data characterization. Whereas discrimination talks about comparing the existing system with the contrasting systems. So something like comparing the target class with the contrasting classes. So the second type of functionality is association analysis. Association analysis rules shows the relations between attributes and values that occur frequently together in a given data set. For example, if you take age between 20 to 29 and income between 20 to 29K of a customer, we can buy a CD player with particular support and confidence. The third type of functionality is classification and prediction. Classification is a process of finding a set of models that describes and distinguish data classes or concepts for the purpose of being able to use the model to predict the class of objects whose class label is not known. So in classification, you should have training and testing data. In training data, the labels are predefined. For the test data, you have to predict the label of the test data using the model generated by the training set. So the fourth type of functionality is cluster analysis. The basic difference between cluster and classification is there is no labeling given to the existing data, so that labeling can be you have to perform the clustering. You have to combine the similar type of objects into one group, and you have to make the dissimilar object into other group. And the outlier analysis is which is nothing but objects which do not comply with the general properties of the existing data, which is called as outlier data. So sometimes it is called as a noise. It may be useful to find out the fraud detection in credit card systems. Then the last type of functionality is evaluation analysis. In this, basically it is used in the time series data, like for example in stock market data analysis, where the data is characterized either explicitly or implicitly in related with the time. So this kind of evaluation is called as evaluation analysis. Thank you.